just said he's overrated. 5 goals.
Who did they play?
No, I can't remember the name of the team. It was in the in the
Qualified.
same competition, World Cup qualification. So it's
Wow.
probably a more minor team, but even so, he's still got to
Wow.
get those goals, and he does. So,
Wow. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
so
Yeah.
he could be in form at the weekend, couldn't he?
Yeah. Well, it could be. It could be. But I'm thinking about his other team members or his other team players. Members of his team at Manchester
Mm.
City. They're not really at their best. This past season and this new season, have they? They've
No,
not really been impressive, and they're the ones that he's going to be relying on to feed him the ball. And I've always said this: the Premier League is it's a different ball
mm.
game entirely. It doesn't matter how good you are outside, or in Europe, for instance. You come to the Premier League, it humbles you. It does. It does. It
Yeah,
does.
it's tough. It's
Yeah,
very
it is.
tough.
It's very tough. So that'll be an interesting one to see. Well, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be taking back my predictions now. Now that this new score line has come to light.
Yeah, I mean, I think actually I put down. I do the Super Six thing with Sky, and I think
Yeah.
I've put down 2-2 for that. So in a way, I agree with you
All right.
because Man City have not started great. They're almost carrying on from last season. Man United, they've got a few new players, perhaps a fresh intake of encouragement and belief.
Yeah.
And Anarim is still there. The board obviously has trusted him with spending a lot of money. So yeah, it's sort of got a bit of a draw written all over it, really. But on the
Yes.
day, you don't know. Because
Uh,
although we say what we say about Manchester City, as you've said, that perhaps the players are not feeding the forwards and Haaland, but obviously good players don't, as they often say, don't become bad players overnight.
no.
Whether Man City have just reached that point, I mean, De Bruyne went because I guess Guardiola felt he was perhaps a little bit too old or he wasn't doing what he used to do. Um,
Grealish.
Silva, what's his name? Bernardo Silva, great little
Yeah.
player, but he seems to have been there for years. And you wonder whether he's not quite got what he had before, including the pace. So maybe they need a bit of a wholesale rejuvenation with new players. And of course, they
Yeah.
still haven't got Rodri, have they? Is he back yet? I mean, I think he was still injured, but or maybe he is back. Was he back playing? Do you know, Rodri?
He was.
He was out
He
all
was.
last season.
He was
He
back
was
playing this.
playing.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
playing this because of course he played the FIFA Club World Cup as well.
yes,
Uh,
that's right. Yeah,
he did play that, but I don't think he's 100% in fitness yet. I don't think.
no,
I think he's just trying to, build his confidence and fitness going forward. Having had that break from the
yeah.
game for so long. But yeah, he's back. He's back, Rodri. I
And
think
a new
Mamouche.
goalkeeper as well, of course. Is it James Trafford, a
Yeah,
new goalkeeper? And early days for him. I'm sure he's a pretty good goalkeeper. But
yeah,
again, they have to settle in with their defence and so on. So yeah, it'd be an interesting game to see on at the weekend between the two
yeah.
Manchesters.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm just hoping that they lose. As always. As always, yeah. Yeah. But they still managed to finish somewhere top. Somewhere top. Um,
Well, they did.
they
Yeah.
still do, so
Well, they
whether
did. I mean, for them, it was a bad season because they didn't win it or come second, but they were well, fourth or fifth, weren't they, in the event? They
Yeah.
were very much up there, which for most clubs would be a great season of success. But of course,
Would
not
be.
for them. Everybody,
Yeah.
we all thought they would get the fifth consecutive Premier League title, but it wasn't to be, was it?
No, no. Right. So let's just go back to England, for instance, again, because we talked about England v Serbia. But then the Andorra one was the worrying one, wasn't it? Even though we won by
Mm.
2-0, there's a lot of feelings among the England fans that we perhaps underperformed. What could have gone wrong with that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they did underperform, and I suppose for some players they are pretty new to the England setup. I guess people like Mark Gahey, though he did play last year
Yeah.
for England last season for England as well. But I thought he was one of the better ones anyway against Andorra. But yeah, so I think it was as if nobody was wanting to make a mistake. I mean, that goes without saying, but it was safety first, and really they should have wiped the floor with Andorra. When you think Andorra is a very tiny country or principality within the land of Spain, really, but they have so few people to choose from. So England should really have done rather better than they did. But it was what somebody called the horseshoe game, one of the commentators, where it sort of passed around all the way around the back and then to the sides, a bit like most Premier League teams, most football teams play this kind of horseshoe thing. There a lot of build up, you're passing it around the back. But what, of course, you need at some point is a good through ball and a speedy striker or midfielder to
Mm.
really, you know, surprise the opposition. So I think it was safety first on Friday. Nobody wanted to give the ball away. So really, it meant that they were just playing it safe, sideways, often backwards. And there was no great justification because the whole point is, if you're good enough to play for England, you're good enough to play for England. And when you're faced with a country, a very tiny country, which has not got many players to choose from,
Mm.
confidence in itself should have dictated. I mean, England obviously had by far most possession, but clearly they didn't make the maximum use of that. They didn't score
No.
the goals that should have been there. Maybe it was the first get together this season where there was a World Cup qualifier involved. So it's a bit, you start slowly and get better. And also, we would have to say that there are players missing.